Hello and welcome back to the Biased Football Review. I am joined by Jake and Cameron, and I am actually back for the first time in, is it 3 weeks?
Something like that.
Yeah.
You almost forgot the name of the podcast.
I almost did, actually. But it's been nice because I've been a viewer.
You've been a listener.
I've been a listener rather than a participant, and it's been nice hearing you debate against each other. It's been enjoyable, but we're here today to talk about
It has been enjoyable when you're not.
We're here today to talk about the FA Cup games and the Premier League games in a weekend where you had the FA Cup semi-finals.
Yeah.
Which has been set up for another Manchester derby.
Maybe we should start with Manchester City.
Okay, we'll start. So we start with City for a change. Let's do that. Just save
Give
Cameron
a
the
break,
pain
for a little bit.
for 10-15 minutes. I thought it was quite a boring game, to be honest.
Yeah, it was.
It was. Probably not the best place to start because there's not really much.
I actually thought Chelsea were good, though.
They had their chances.
Chelsea, probably one of the best performances I've seen them give this season.
So you not watch them against Everton then?
Yeah, but I don't really think that's one of them games where relegation candidate Chelsea score early and then Everton just crumble.
Yeah.
It's not really a...
I remember in last week's episode I said I think it would be like 1-0 to Chelsea or something.
Yeah.
Well, you weren't far off, but I think the main thing we saw from that game...
It was 6-0.
Oh, to Everton. Oh, I thought you meant the Man City game.
No, against Everton I said it would be like 1-0.
Yeah. Well,
because it was on Monday.
They scored
so.
in the first 10 minutes, didn't they? And then Everton just crumbled, basically. But Chelsea the thing with Chelsea is they have some talent in their team, but it's just too much of it is raw talent. So you've got like Jackson, for example, who on Saturday he gets into great positions, and then he just can't finish.
I'm honestly so glad we didn't sign him.
He makes the wrong decision. Like he goes round the keeper when he should just dink it over him, and then he doesn't go around the keeper when he should go, and then it's just like he's so frustrating to watch. Honestly,
in the January of last season, he failed his medical at Bournemouth.
Did he?
Yeah. So we were going to sign him, but he had like a long-term injury that would keep him out for the rest of the season.
I think he'd be a good player for Bournemouth.
I just think having Solanke is just better.
But if he was like a backup for Solanke, you'd take that any day.
Maybe.
Who's your backup for Solanke now?
But I think it's also just Enes Unal. I think it's his attitude as well. I mean, we saw that against Everton.
I don't really like his attitude either, to be honest.
Unal is more professional.
But then he's still so young. Isn't he like 22, 23, Jackson?
Yeah, something like
that. But yeah, I thought Man City had a hangover from the Champions League game.
Yeah.
Which is understandable.
Yeah, which is understandable. I think De Bruyne's kind of looking like he's coming towards the end. Debatable.
Yes,
but to me, this season he's not been great.
He's still a really good player, but he's just not at the level that he has been.
Yeah, it looks like his legs are going a little bit.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, what is he now?
33.
33, yeah. So I think could be his last season, potentially.
Yeah.
Maybe
I see that.
Year.
Maybe one year with one more year.
One more year. But I'm seeing links that Bernardo Silva's definitely going this summer.
To where?
To Real Madrid, apparently. They're in for him. So I feel like you can't really
Do Real Madrid need more midfielders?
Yeah, but if Bernardo Silva's available,
I mean, yeah,
you take him, don't you? He's world class.
Stop Barca getting him.
Yeah.
Because for ages, it's been like he's going to go to Barca this summer, and then he just never goes.
I won't go to Barca at the moment, would you? They're a mess.
I wouldn't.
They're better than they were like 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, but if you have a choice between Madrid or Barca, you go to Madrid, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
Especially if they get Mbappe in the same summer, which is looking very likely. So it was just a typical Man City grinding out a 1-0, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah,
to get to a final. They
think
just
we
know
need-
how to do it, don't they?
We need to talk about the penalty shout for handball.
Yeah, I
Grealish.
think it's probably a penalty. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think the distance the ball travels.
who knows what the handball rule is these days?
Well,
to be honest.
how far?
Changes every week.
It was about
Yeah.
15, 20 yards.
It was far enough away
Distance.
that he could have
And his
moved
arms
his arm out
like
of
this.
the way. Yeah,
So for me, it's a penalty. If you don't give a penalty for that, you may as well just scrap the handball rule.
yeah. I think it's a penalty as well. I mean, I'm going to go back to it, but if last week's handball against Bournemouth if that was a penalty, then the Grealish one definitely
It was
should
more
be.
penalty than that. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to work out which one you were saying was more of a penalty than the other. I was like, hang on.
No, the Man City handball was more of a penalty than the Bournemouth
definitely
handball against United, 100%.
Yeah, I think it should have been given, but
if that's given against me, I'm not really complaining.
Yeah,
like, that's a penalty.
Yeah, same.
Because you can't. The ball has travelled 15 to 20 yards, and his arm is not in a natural position.
Mm-hmm.
So, by the definition, it's a penalty.
Well, it's not 15 or 20 yards; it's 10 yards because that's how far away a wall is in a free kick.
Okay, yeah, 10 but it's still
far enough away. Yeah,
that you have time to move your arm out.
Well, I think it's because he's not looking at the ball, but you should be looking at the ball in that situation.
Yeah, but yeah, it was just a pretty routine win. Well, it wasn't routine actually because Chelsea had their chances, but they're just so wasteful.
But we've seen that this season, haven't we? Like that Chelsea often do better against like
the
better teams. Yeah. And then they draw against Sheffield United.
Why do you think that is? Do you think it's because the team that they've got, they just get up for bigger games more?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I think it's the team. I can't say this for certain, but I think the players just think when they're playing against Sheffield United, we'll just take this one a bit easier and we'll win it.
And they feel like they've got more of a stage when they played a bigger team.
Yeah,
maybe. But they weren't bad. Chelsea actually, they were probably. I feel like they're on an up. They could still get Europe. So if they could take that.
Yeah, it does feel like
not
into Premier League.
It does feel like no one wants Europe right now. Everyone around that place is losing.
I just think it's competitive, isn't it? It's just a competitive league, and no game is a guarantee.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is why we watch. Because if you knew, I think the only teams you can be, obviously Man City, you know pretty much every week that they're going to win.
Yeah.
But obviously Liverpool have had their wobble. Arsenal have had a wobble, but now they've got straight back to winning ways.
Arsenal's was less of a wobble last weekend because it's against Villa.
Villa are a good side, and they didn't play badly. They just.
But when you're at home to Crystal Palace, I think, and you lose, that is a wobble.
Yeah. But we're back on track now, which we'll get to them. So I think that's. Anything else to say on Man City? It was a bit of a non-event.
You said yourself like it was a pretty boring game, and I mean, I just don't enjoy watching City anymore. Like it's kind of like, oh well, they're gonna win. I much prefer to watch Man United, not because it's like fun to laugh at them when they do badly, but because every game they play is entertaining.
I mean, that's the one saving grace of United fans is you can't say you're boring to watch.
That's true.
You definitely can't.
I'd much rather. Well, actually, would I?
Would you rather be boring and win more games or be more entertaining and win less?
No, I would rather be more entertaining and win less.
Such a Bournemouth mentality, that is.
What are you trying to say? Like, what would you rather just be boring and win every game?
If it meant, if Tottenham won a league, winning 1-0 was stinking the place out, I'd take it.
No, to be fair, like you'd want to win a trophy at this point, wouldn't you?
Exactly.
We've won the Betway Cup and the Championship, so.
We've won a Carling Cup in 2008 and an Audi Cup in 2019. Well, speaking of trophies, Man United are in a possible. Going to add another FA Cup to their.
I mean, I think after that game, there's no way that they're going to win the trophy.
You just don't know, do you? In a one-off game in a final.
I think you do.
If you can last out more than, what was it last time? 60-something seconds?
Was
it less than that? I think less than
that. It was within the first minute, wasn't it?
It was like 40 something.
So if you can last more than that, then if you can keep it 0-0 for a minute, then you're doing better than the last time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see that happening again.
It's a strange one, isn't it? Though, because you're in a final, but United fans they're all like down about it, aren't they? But you're in a final. It's a weird.
Did you see the tweet before the game from like a United fan page saying like, "Oh, it was after the Manchester City game. It was they were just like." Oh, Manchester City have joined Man United in the final because they were just like so confident that you'd win against Coventry.
Well, it did.
You did eventually, but
I don't know how you could be happy after that game, though. To be honest, even though they're in the final,
through to a final. I mean,
well, yeah, but like. Luckily,
it was bizarre when Højlund got the winning penalty, and then he went to celebrate, and no one joined him. I felt so bad.
Anthony was too busy shushing the Coventry players.
That's embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
You bottled a 3-0 lead to a Championship side, and now you're like,
yeah, but he hasn't bowled it, has he? The team's bowled it.
Well, he's part of the team, and he wasn't. I mean, he maybe one of the better players on the pitch, to be fair, but
I understand shushing the fans because like they'd been on him since he'd come
Yeah,
on.
exactly.
But like shushing the other players, I mean, they're just doing their job, really, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're just
And
playing.
then if you actually look at the goals they scored the first goal was good, the second goal was a massive deflection, third goal was a penalty,
Which should have been a penalty.
which should have been a penalty,
Definitely should have been a penalty.
and they had a goal chalked out that to me is never offside. But
Benefit of the doubt. I mean, I agree with you.
come on, man.
Benefit of the doubt with the attacker. I mean, from the freeze frame that I
Literally the lines,
saw,
I'm like, what?
the lines are pretty much on top of each other, and also the ball hasn't like the player who's playing the ball. His foot is away from the ball, about to pass it, so they froze it on the wrong frame.
Yeah, I think they need to introduce a rule where if you draw the lines and they're overlapping, you give the goal.
I think the lines need to be thicker. Because I think just there needs to be a benefit of the doubt in that situation.
I was seeing so much like, we're being robbed of the beautiful game, like, you know, a momentous FA Cup moment's been snatched from us because of VAR.
That is one thing I'm also really annoyed about. Is like
It does feel like that, to be honest.
the last kick of the game in extra time. Like it would have been such a good moment, but it's just like VAR has ruined it.
Well, I think you've got to give credit to Coventry. I mean, to come back, you know, FA Cup, they easily could have just went missing.
Yeah,
Players could have gone into hiding, but they didn't. They stepped up. But some of their penalties were shocking.
yeah. I mean, Casemiro's was shocking as well.
Casemiro's was shocking. Yeah,
That was the worst
Casemiro's
penalty out of all
yeah,
of them.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah. You got this trend now of these players trying Panenkas.
I mean, it was almost identical to Silva's.
Yeah,
It weren't really a
Champions League,
Panenka though, was
but-
it? It was just straight down the middle kind of
Yeah.
thing, and it just when it works, you look like it looks great, but when it doesn't, you look like an idiot because you just
I mean,
pass it to the keeper's arms.
that's the same with like Bruno's penalty style. Is if it works, you look like you're one of the best penalty takers in the world.
He didn't do it in the. He didn't do it.
Well, I mean, even just passing it into the net kind of thing.
Yeah, but if you put it into a corner, you still got a better chance than.
Yeah, but if you just hit it hard and keep it under the crossbar,
Well,
you've got way more of a chance of scoring a
You
penalty.
should be a penalty coach, mate.
Just because I know that doesn't mean I should be a penalty coach.
Hit it hard under the crossbar.
I just hit the ball on target. That's what we have to do. Oh, now I'm a penalty coach because I know that.
Well, yeah, doesn't guarantee you. No, the golden rule is don't change your mind. That's the golden rule. Know where you're going to go first, and then do your research on the goalkeeper, and then just stick it in. But it was a great game, though.
It was a
It
good
was
game.
a good game. It was a very good game. But I don't think as a United fan you could be happy, even though they're in the final. You know, to bottle that, it doesn't really give you much confidence going into City either, does it?
Yeah, but even if you won 4-0, you wouldn't have any confidence.
Well,
I think you'd have more
a little
confidence,
bit more
like-
than
If you showed
you know.
character, in like
Oh, I got Brendan Rodgers over it.
no, but like if
Showed great character.
you're 3-0 up, like, and you're just throwing that away, like.
Yeah, but like I said, they didn't massive deflected goal, penalty, which is a handball. Like it's not like they've been outplayed 3 times. It's not like they've been carved open 3 times. They were carved open once.
But at that point, you just need to manage the game, don't you?
Yeah, but are you surprised though? We know this Man United team. It's not like
No, but I'm not surprised.
the defensive
but it,
masterclass. They concede goals. They're entertaining. I mean, you could say what you want about United, but they are entertaining.
they are entertaining. But I'm not surprised that they. Well, I actually kind of am.
You said
surprised.
yourself you hate watching Man City. They're boring, but you love watching United because they're entertaining.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is they shouldn't be. They still shouldn't be throwing that away. Like, yes, I enjoy them that they're entertaining, but like, they shouldn't bottle a 3-0 lead.
That can happen though in football though. It can happen.
Yeah, but it's Man United. Like the players that they have, they
This is
shouldn't.
not the same Man United that you grew up watching and I grew up watching.
But still, it's Coventry. They're a championship team. They shouldn't be throwing that away.
I
Like
think you're doing Coventry a disservice. I mean, they're a good side.
with better game management, that game doesn't go.
Oh yeah, if it's City, they
extra
just pass
time.
the ball around for like 20 minutes.
But even Man United with better game management.
Yeah, but they haven't got it. We know that. They had
But why,
Casemiro
but
at the
why?
back
But why not? Why don't they have it?
because
Ten
the
Hag.
manager is awful.
Because of what?
Ten Hag.
Exactly.
Yeah, the manager's
Because of Ten
awful.
Hag.
I honestly think, and you might disagree with this. I honestly think you'd do way better with Gareth Southgate in charge. As much as you'd want to be like, oh, I don't want it, but you
I
do
mean,
way
boring.
better
It'd
with.
be a lot more boring.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say about Southgate is at least there's a system.
Yeah, but
it's not particularly fun,
what's his
you know.
philosophy though, Southgate?
Defensive, you know.
Defensive,
Just
solid in
control
midfield.
the
That's
ball.
what it is.
I think
Control the ball.
Ten Hag's got to go in the summer. For me, to be in,
I think
it'll
he's
be
gone.
2 years, and he has not implemented a style of play in 2 years. I don't know how any top coach. I mean, look at what Glasner's done at Palace. We'll go on to that later.
Yeah,
He's been in there a few months now, and he's transformed. Mateta's scoring goals.
yeah.
Eze's looking like the world-class player we know he is. And Ten Hag's been there 2 years, and he's not implemented a play style, which is, I find, mental.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what Ten Hag's plans are.
And the players he's bought have been awful. He's bought Casemiro, who looks finished after a year.
For the most part, yeah.
He's bought Anthony, who's been
Awful.
He's bought Onana,
Who's been good.
Onana's been
okay,
good
he's
to
been
be fair.
in the
better,
Premier League.
but he started off shaky.
Yeah,
You've had Martinez, who's been injured for
but
most of this
he is
season.
a good player though.
He's all right. He's not.
But it's just if he can be on the pitch, you know.
Yeah.
He just never is.
And then he obviously bought Højlund. who's
Højlund has been good in patches, and
the
I think
jury's
he's
still out on Højlund for me.
But he is only 20 or 21.
He
Like,
looks so good
yeah, I
at
think he's 20
Atalanta
still.
as well. He was good for Atalanta. I think he's moved to a bigger club too early, to be honest.
No, I
Swallowed
think
up.
he's got time, and I think he'll be good in the future. But it's just,
We'll see.
I think he's too young for Man United to be relying on him to score goals.
Mm.
I mean, you can say that. Like, I mean, they should be relying on Rashford really and Bruno to lead the
Yeah,
attack.
Rashford was nowhere, was he? Yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, again,
Dreadful. But no, I've seen apparently Zidane's learning English for the United job. I've seen that.
Zidane's not going to go to United
Why is he learning English then?
because he wants to.
because
it's a useful life skill.
It's like the most common.
Yeah, but he's not learned
language in
it
the
up
world,
until
isn't it?
now, and he's what is he now? 40 something.
He might be the next Liverpool manager.
You see, Mourinho was watching Liverpool. I saw Liverpool fans going, "Please, no." But somewhat up for it. They were like, "Yeah, go on, just hear me out, give it a go for a year." Imagine Mourinho at Anfield. That'd be weird.
Yeah, that would be.
Do you reckon Mourinho regrets some of his antics?
No,
Because it
Why
might.
would he?
I don't think
Because
Mourinho regrets
he
anything.
might have gotten a Liverpool job at some point down the road.
But does he want a Liverpool job?
Yeah, I've heard him speak very highly about Liverpool. I think he would like the Liverpool job.
I mean, I think it's Mourinho. I don't think he regrets anything.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But that's why he's not going to get a Liverpool job, isn't it? Like the Denver bar when he was shushing the Liverpool fans when Gerrard slipped.
I think he's not going to get the Liverpool job because Liverpool want someone new. They want someone like exciting, young and exciting.
Mm. Yeah. No, I think. But you don't think he'd go in there and do a good job?
I think he would do a
Probably
good
would,
job,
to be fair,
but
for a couple of years.
exactly.
But I mean, I don't
Replacing-
think it would happen.
Like he's someone that has got the stature big enough to go in and replace Klopp.
I don't think he could do it in 1 year though.
I've seen Tuchel being linked as well because he's replaced Klopp twice. People thinking might be a good idea because he's done it. He's replaced Klopp at Mainz and at Dortmund.
No, I don't think so.
We'll see. But no, brilliant game. I enjoyed it. And another Manchester derby. I feel like it's going to be another boring final though. It's going to be United defending and
But
counter-attacking.
but would Coventry being in the
Oh
final
no, that would have
any
been an
more
awful final.
interesting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even have watched that final to be honest.
I don't think I'll watch the the Man United. I will,
Why
but
not?
it won't be interesting.
You just said you love watching Man United.
Yeah, but like not when they play
Not
against
against
not when they play
City.
against big teams because they just get destroyed. You
Yeah.
know, when they play against teams like Bournemouth when it's 2-2.
But United had a period where they were
Coventry.
beating Man City. Didn't they beat them like 3 times in a season under Solskjaer?
Yeah, but that's under
Yeah.
Solskjaer.
I know. So, but yeah, against Ten Hag, I don't really give you a hope.
Was Solskjaer your best manager since Fergie?
Statistically,
No,
yeah.
Well, yeah. I
Then
I'd
Van
still
Gaal
probably-
won an FA Cup and
mean, I'd probably say Mourinho was
Yeah,
yeah,
number one
he won a Europa League.
by a small margin. But I think
Came second in the league,
know,
didn't he?
I think we'll regret getting rid of Solskjaer. To be honest,
Ooh.
I think he was putting in place a good system.
Have
I
you
think
watched that
he
overlap
had some-
interview?
I have, yeah. Which is quite eye opening. We did a whole
Mm.
episode on that really because there was a lot of interesting stuff in
Yeah,
that.
he wanted Rice.
Yeah,
He didn't want. Well, he did want Ronaldo at first, but then he realised it was a mistake.
yeah.
It was really good watch.
The stuff he said about Haaland was interesting. The amount of times he told the board to get Haaland.
Yeah, but Haaland, I think that's a conversation in itself, isn't it? Haaland.
Is he what people think he is?
If he's not scoring, he doesn't really give you anything.
The thing is, more often than not, he is scoring. He's isn't he still the top?
He's still the top scorer in the league.
Yeah, joint I think with Cole Palmer.
I think call him.
Would anyone be a top scorer in that Man City team? You'd probably be top scorer in that City team.
No, I definitely wouldn't. That's disrespecting professional football players, right?
You'd get at least 5.
No, I don't think I would. I think I'd get like 1.
As long as your runs are good, you'd get at least...
I'd get 1 and it would be like a fluky penalty that I like mishit.
No, how many penalties has Man City got this season? With your technique, I'm just under the crossbar on target.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't be the penalty taker.
I mean, I was an attacker growing up. I don't think I'd probably get 2 goals, if that.
Okay, then I'll rephrase it. Any professional footballer worth
you'd get
their...
5 though.
I would actually.
Yeah.
Any professional football player would score in Man City's team.
Yeah.
At Premier League level. Like, you put Solanke in there.
Yeah, but I don't think he'd score as many as Haaland.
You put Isaac in there. Oof.
I think Isaac maybe could. But I don't think Solanke... Well, actually, to be fair, with the number of penalties Man City get given these
Haaland's
days...
a goal scorer. If he's not scoring, his build-up play is not great. Doesn't really offer much.
Yeah, but he is always scoring, and they don't need him.
He's not always scoring though.
They don't need him for build-up though, because they've got so many good players around him.
The last month or two, his scoring slowed right down.
But he's still top scorer in the league, so I don't.
Yeah, but how many penalties?
Only like 4, I think, or 3, or something like that.
Fair enough.
A lot less than
Palmer.
Exactly.
Yeah, but isn't he scored like 10 penalties? I'm not.
Yeah, I think
I'm
so,
not having that. I'm sorry, I'm not having that.
I don't understand how you get 10 penalties in a season.
Need to take them penalties out.
I don't remember the last
Golden
time
boots.
Bournemouth got 10 penalties in a season.
Well, if the fucking VAR...
You've only had like 1 penalty this season, right?
Yeah, we've not had many. But we don't really get in the box much. That's probably why.
Because we got our 3rd penalty.
Werner's always like on the wing doing that stupid cross that he does. Oh, I'm sick of it already. Send him back.
Right, shall we talk about something else now? Another team? Shall we talk about?
That's it for FA Cup then. So Man City derby.
Man City derby.
Manchester derby. Basically, it's the Man City derby now.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I'm going Man City.
I'm going Man
City.
Man City, yeah. Okay. I'll go 3-1.
I don't think United score. I'll go 3-0.
No, I
You
think
really hate United, don't you?
United have goals in them. Like, there's one thing you say about them. They'll score.
It'll be
at
like a
least
penalty or
one.
something. Random.
Yeah, probably.
Bruno Pen.
Yeah. Yeah, I think 3-1 is probably a safe bet.
Yeah. I'll go 3-0 just to be different.
Okay. On to Bournemouth then, Jake.
Well, why are we going on to Bournemouth? Why don't we talk about like Liverpool or something?
Because you're a Bournemouth fan and...
This is the biased football reviews.
Exactly. So we cover the team.
Yeah, okay, fine.
I know you lost. You got outplayed, but, you know...
Yeah, we got outplayed.
Take it on the chin.
Yeah.
Started well. I thought you could do us a favour. Then I thought 1-0 and I was like, yeah.
I never thought we'd get anything from the game, really.
You got a penalty, though.
Yeah, we got a penalty, but I mean... It's a penalty that VAR can't say that's not a penalty because it was one of the most obvious penalties ever. But
I thought you started well though.
We did start well, but
Cliver had a shot early, saved.
Yeah, it's just that
Got to a good position.
It was second half. I mean, after the first half, like the stats were pretty similar.
Yeah, second half Villa were class.
Second half they came out different class. I mean,
team talk. I mean,
yeah. I'm not upset because I don't think we could have done anything. The only thing I'm a bit annoyed about is the fact that we had Morgan Rogers on loan and we just didn't decide to sign him permanently back when we were in the Championship.
Yeah, what a player!
I mean, he was under Scott Parker, so I'm not surprised that he didn't do anything. But well, it's been a couple of episodes since I mentioned Scott Parker. I've got to keep that. Put that in.
Scott Parker.
Yeah, I do. I mean, his football is an offence.
Where is he now? Is he still managing?
No, he got sacked by Club Bruges last year.
Yeah, I think that's Villa have secured top 4. To be honest.
You got 2 games in hand, and you're.
Yeah, but have you not
6
heard
months
who
behind.
we've got? Liverpool.
Yeah, I know you have Liverpool,
we ain't winning
City,
that.
and
City. We're not winning
Arsenal.
that. Arsenal. We're not winning that. And Chelsea at home, which we'll lose.
How many at home do you have against City? Liverpool?
Doesn't matter.
Because I think if you're against Liverpool or
Liverpool's
Arsenal at
away,
home, and
Liverpool's
Arsenal,
at Anfield.
Arsenal's at home.
City is at home.
Arsenal's at home as well.
Arsenal's at home.
So I think you could beat Arsenal, but I don't think they'll win any of
We're
those.
not beating Arsenal. No way.
They lost against Villa.
No, we're not beating Arsenal.
You do have very difficult games, but yeah, I mean,
and it's 6 points. So Villa have to lose 2 games, and we have to beat I can't remember who our other 2 games were against. I think they're winnable though. But with Spurs, no game. You look at.
Well,
you never look at
because they don't have to win. They don't have to lose any games. If you win all of your games and they win all of their games, it'll be on goal difference.
But we're not winning all our games, Jay.
Yeah, I know, but you could.
You're putting too much confidence into Spurs.
You said it. Premier League, anything can happen. You know, that's why we like the league.
Yeah, we might get a result against one, but that's not going to be enough.
I mean, yeah, realistically, you're not getting top 4.
No. And obviously with the coefficient now, 5th is not going to be Champions League.
Yeah, 8th is not going to be Conference League. It's going to just be the.
So we're going to be just like we're going to be in the Europa League, which
Yeah.
I'd rather be in that than the Conference League. So
Yeah.
I don't think we're ready for Champions League anyway.
Where do you think?
But anyway, it's not getting.
Where do you think we'll finish?
I don't think it really matters, Jake. I don't know why you put so much stock in. What is it? A few more £1 million?
And you know the possibility of luring more players in.
Oh, what? I'm going to join Bournemouth because they come 10th and not 11th. I don't really.
No, but like over some other Premier League teams, like Fulham.
Yeah, but if you
at this point, right now, would you rather join? If as a player, would you rather join Bournemouth or Fulham?
I'd rather join Fulham.
Probably Fulham. Yeah. Got bet. I think they've got a bet. They've got a bet starting 11. I think.
Okay, if we finish 2 places above them,
yeah.
Would you still rather join Fulham?
No, because you're probably going to lose Iriola in a year, and then.
What?
And then who knows who you get in.
You know, we've got.
Plus, I don't really want to play in front of like 12,000 people either. No,
right, okay.
No offense, but
Right, okay.
if I'm a Premier League footballer, I'm thinking. But to be fair, Craven Cottage isn't much more though, is it?
It is. It's
like
a decent. It's more than that. It's a decent size.
Yeah, I think you need to get that new stadium built.
Yeah,
because as much as we don't want to think about it, players do take that stuff into consideration. Training facilities, stadium,
location as well. Fulham's in London.
Location, yeah. I think Fulham's more attractive.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
But you know, Bournemouth they're on the up.
Yeah.
But you need to sustain it, and we all know you're not going to keep if Iriola keeps doing as well as he's doing.
He ain't going to stay.
You're not going to keep him much longer. I don't really know where he'd go because you're not going to get a big job, but you might get
Sevilla.
Yeah, you might get a top 6 team in the La Liga or something like that.
Bilbao. He played all his career at Bilbao, so
yeah,
he could go there.
Could see that. Anyway, back on topic.
What's the topic? Bournemouth.
Yeah. Villa were classed. Their two goals in the second half.
Yeah,
I think were brilliant.
Yeah,
and I've seen Emery linked to the Bayern job actually.
Yeah, I see.
Yesterday.
I don't think that's
But I've seen arguments that he can't do it at like the top teams. PSG failed arguably. Arsenal he failed.
I mean PSG. He won the league when he was there.
Yeah, but I'd win the league with PSG.
Yeah, I know.
Manager.
But he didn't win the Champions League. But like PSG,
no, but they were poor. I think they went out in like the.
PSG have never done well in the Champions League.
Yeah, but they've done.
And then at Arsenal, I don't think really anyone does well at Arsenal when he was there.
When he came, they bottled the 4th, didn't they? I remember.
Yeah,
they had 4th wrapped up with like a few games to go, and then they.
But I think with the team that he had, Arsenal team that he had, I don't think anything anywhere higher than where he finished, maybe other than 4th.
No, but I think some managers just they don't they suit just below that. Like, Villa are a massive club, but they're not a top. They wouldn't be in a Super League. If there was...
I don't think he's had a fair shot at.
Okay, Man United. Would you take Emery?
No, because that still wouldn't. I still don't think that would be a fair shot because it's Man United right now. Man United's a mess. I think if he goes to Bayern, I think
the whole point is the manager comes in and fixes it. That's the whole point.
But no manager has come in and managed to fix Man United in the last like.
What? So you just give up?
That's a whole different issue, really, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. So Emery going there.
Would you take him?
I mean, Emery under new ownership.
Ineos.
Yeah.
Would you take him?
I'd take him.
There you go.
But I still don't think that he should go there. For him, for his managerial career, he either should stay at Villa.
I've said this many times.
Or go to Bayern.
Though, if you're a manager and you bring back United to the glory days, you're a legend.
Yeah.
So it's still, as much as you don't want to think about it, the Man United job is still an attractive job because if you go in and if you're the one to turn it around after 10 years of failure, arguably, then you go down in folklore.
But if you don't manage to turn it around,
well, that's fine.
No one really cares.
You go to your next job. It's not a big deal. That's
But where's Solskjaer working now?
Huh?
What's Solskjaer doing now?
But Solskjaer had no stock before.
Yeah, but Solskjaer...
And Solskjaer's had
literally
offers.
taken a break from football like that. He's had
a few
he
offers.
Chose
but
to,
he's just not...
If I was a football manager right now, I'd rather go to Bayern.
Yeah, but even they're in a bit of a mess.
But I'd still rather go to Bayern than Man United.
Fair enough. Just to shy away from the British media, you know.
But also just because I feel like Bayern is just a much more... It's a much better job for, like, your prospects. Like, you're not... Man United is such a difficult job to go into. Like,
yeah, but that's the point, though, Jake.
Yeah, I know.
That's the point.
I know,
is difficult.
but, like,
that's the point.
Why would you tempt fate and ruin
Do
your...
you not like a challenge?
I do, but Man United is way too much of a challenge. Because Bayern, as you said, Bayern is still a challenge right now.
Not really. I mean, they come second. They don't win the Bundesliga for the first time in 10 years. I mean,
That's still quite a big
deal.
is it?
No, it's not.
I mean, what are the chances that Leverkusen do what they just did again? Like,
Alonso will stay for another year.
They still haven't lost.
Or two, and then they'll sell all their best players. They'll sell Wirtz and Boniface and Frimpong, and then Bayern will win the league again. They'll go back to status quo.
Maybe, but maybe not.
It's not really a hard job to go into Bayern and win the league the next season. It's not.
Was winning the Champions League, that's the big thing for them, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously.
Did you think they'd do it this season?
No.
No.
Real Madrid.
How have we managed to get onto this topic of debate anyway? Like, when you weren't here, it was much like, you know, much more straightforward debate, and we'd go from game to game. And now you're back, it's like, I mean, I've missed these tangents, I'll be honest.
I think because it wasn't a boring weekend of football, but it was just, I don't know.
I mean, the most exciting games we haven't even talked about yet. I mean, we can talk about. So many goals in. Well, I mean, should we talk about Brentford and Luton first? Because that was quite a big game at the bottom.
Luton are down.
What?
Luton have gone.
They're still only 1 point behind Forest.
5-1 to Brentford. Brentford are a relegation. They were only 5 points above Luton.
Brentford are safe now. Brentford are
get beaten 5-0 at home.
5-1.
I know, but it was 5-0 at one point. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, if they go down, I think this is the game that you'll look to.
I'm sick of Luton now. I'm sick of they try. I'm sick of it. They're rubbish. Get them gone. That's definitely gonna rattle some Luton fans if they're listening.
But like you say, they're rubbish. Get them gone. But they're
rubbish.
On points wise, they're better than Burnley and they're better than Sheffield United.
I think by the end of the season, Burnley will go above them.
I think so too.
And then only Sheffield United, which has been one of the worst teams in Premier League history.
I think Burnley could stay up. I think they really could do it.
Yeah, it depends. But Luton you'd have to be winning that game. Well, not winning it, but
at least getting
5-1.
At least get a draw or something. You
5-1.
can't give up 5 goals. You know?
They've still got some good games left though, Luton. But a lot of the teams.
Burnley were below them and they lost 5-1. No, not Burnley. Brentford.
I mean, looking at their schedule, Brentford was one of the games where you'd think, maybe they can get something from this, and they lost 5-1.
Yeah, but you look at that, and Brentford would be looking at the game the same way and be like, we've got Luton, we need to get something from this game.
If it was 5-1, Jake. If it was 1-0, 2-1, that's one thing. But 5-1...
Brentford were really good, to be fair, though. I don't know if you've seen the...
I did.
Highlights.
Yeah.
Brentford were really good.
And funnily enough, they stopped playing Tony and they started winning games.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know why everyone seems to think he's, one of the best strikers in the league when he's only scored 4 this season.
He's kind of put himself out of a move, which is quite funny.
Yeah, which I think is...
His stock was higher when he was banned.
I honestly want him to do better than he's doing, because then people will be talking about him signing for big clubs rather than like Solanke or something. If he was doing better, I feel like Solanke would be more likely to stay, because no one would...
Yeah, but I feel like the Solanke talk's gone down. I mean, we were linked to him, but I don't want Solanke.
Good. Good. I don't want you to get Solanke.
Not that I don't rate him, I just don't...
I mean, he's dropped off.
Is he that much better than Richarlison?
He hasn't dropped off that much. I mean, he's still he scored, 2 in the last 2?
Both penalties, aren't they?
No, only one was a penalty. The other one was against you, wasn't it?
Yeah. But still, what
Solanke strikes me as like a...
The most number of games he's gone without scoring this season is 3.
Really?
Yeah. He's just pretty much... He scores like one every 2 or 3 games.
I think West Ham, I could definitely see you can go to West Ham.
Would West Ham be able to afford him?
Yeah.
If they sold Paqueta, maybe, but
but I don't think he could play for a top club in the Premier League.
Which is why I think he should stay.
I think his ceiling's just below that.
But at Newcastle, if they sell Isak, because I think they might have to because of
Yeah,
FFP.
I could see that. But that's a downgrade, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Isaac Solanke. I thought you meant Bournemouth to Newcastle. I was like, I thought you hated Bournemouth.
Yeah. So yeah, to me, Luton losing 5-0 at home is really, that's just embarrassing. They're rubbish. They need to go. Goodbye.
They still got a couple games left.
But who do you see them beat? Who are you confident they're going to beat?
Well, I don't know who they have left. Do they have Everton left? I think they could beat Everton.
Shall I pull up their schedule?
Not with Dyche in his tracksuit, they're not. It's a changed man.
I think they could beat Everton if they've got. I don't think they have Forest left, but I think they could beat Forest. Have they got Sheffield United? I feel like they might have Sheffield United.
I wouldn't be confident in Luton beating anyone.
They've got Wolves away next.
They're not winning that.
Wolves are hit and miss recently.
But they're not beating Wolves away.
We've
Everton
got
at
Wolves
home.
away soon.
Everton, can't see them winning that
They
game.
could at home. They could win that one.
They've just lost 5-1 to Brentford.
They could still win that game. I don't know what you're.
Then they've got West Ham away.
They'll lose that one.
And Fulham at home.
Fulham again away from home are not very good. They could win that one.
Yeah, Fulham they're so much better than Luton, aren't they?
They're not beating Fulham.
Fulham aren't going to lose.
But Luton could get a point from or a win from somewhere.
They needed Bournemouth for 5 games in a row. Then maybe they'd stay up.
Bournemouth at Luton, not.
No, both.
We beat them when we were at home.
Yeah, but you lost. How did you lose to Luton?
How do you lose to? I don't know who you've lost to recently.
Who? Tell me. Fulham.
Yeah, exactly. How do you lose to Fulham?
They were good on the day, mate.
We lost to Fulham. Another game at the bottom. Was it? I can't remember who it was.
Forest
finally.
Everton.
Oh yeah, let's go Forest Everton
Absolute robbery, if you
Oh,
ask
my word.
me.
Grow up.
If you wanted an advert for VAR needs to be scrapped, that was it right there.
Every team has decisions go against them.
Luton fan in the VAR room.
Just because he was born in Nuneaton doesn't mean he's a Luton fan. We've had this talk already outside.
Yeah, but what I
the
don't
studio.
understand, Jake, is why you're so nonchalant about penalty decisions not being given. 3.
Because that happens every week.
Yeah, but why are you so cool with it just mistakes happening with VAR? It doesn't make sense to me.
Because mistakes happen without VAR as well.
Yeah, but 3. 1. It happens.
VAR. We've had this debate already on the VAR episode.
No. Okay, 1 penalty not being given, you can understand, but 3 in the same game.
But you're saying, VAR is
At
like
least 2 was stone wall.
without VAR,
Yeah.
those penalties still don't get given.
Yeah, but the refs.
So the problem isn't VAR.
The ref. Yeah, but what you don't understand is the refs aren't refereeing the games though. When the penalties happen, the ref doesn't make a decision. He waits for the VAR to tell him if it's a penalty or not.
No, the referee says, I don't think that's a penalty. If VAR disagree with me, then they'll overturn it.
Yeah, but if you know
The referee has made the decision in the game to say that's not a penalty.
Yeah, but the presence of VAR changes how refs referee. If I refereed a game and knew I had someone watching it, it's easier to not give than to give, right? But if you didn't have VAR, you'd have to make a decision.
But I think that's where the usage of VAR needs to change.
Yeah, but how do you change the usage of it? It's a guy in a room looking at replays.
Yeah, but they're told only to overturn it if it's a clear and obvious error. I think they need to go, right.
No. They looked at it and said they didn't think it was a penalty. They've not overturned anything.
They looked at it and said they don't think it's a clear and obvious error.
Yeah, so they're basically saying they don't think it's a penalty.
Yeah, so they need to change it and say, okay, even if you don't think it's clear and obvious error, if there's contact,
but it's a stone
you
wall
need
penalty.
to get
it's an error.
Yeah, so they need to say, if there's contact, VAR tells the referee to have a second look at it, and the referee then can make the decision, okay, do I think it's a penalty? Do I think it's not a penalty? With looking at the screen. They need to send them to the screen more often. And the referees need to be confident enough to say, no, I think I got that decision right when they go to the screen.
Yeah, fair enough. But then that slows the game down, though. That's the problem with that.
Yeah, which is why it needs to be much quicker. Like, VAR needs to look at it straight away and be like, okay, there's contact there, go to the screen. And then he goes to the screen straight away, he looks at it like once or twice, and then he goes, that's a penalty or not a
To
penalty.
me, it's just incompetence. How you can look at a replay of them 3 incidents, one of them disagreeing with interpretation, okay.
I personally don't
look-
think the handball is a penalty because it's way too close.
Right, so you don't think one was a penalty?
Yeah,
But 2 were stone wall fouls in the box.
pretty much. Yeah.
Stone wall. So how can you look at a replay of that and say, oh, no, it's not clear and obvious error? It just makes no sense. It's just incompetent.
Although you say stone wall, the first one was
It's
okay.
stone wall.
The first one
He's come in and just fouled him in the box.
The final one, I think it was the final one because it was after
Ashley Young both times.
all 3 times.
3 times.
I think it was the third one because it was after the handball. That one is there enough
It's a penalty.
contact because he's pulling it out of the foul? Is there enough contact for him to go down like that?
If that's Bournemouth,
We saw it. Yeah, I would be because it's Bournemouth. I'd be calling for a penalty even if I was calling for a penalty in the Man United game when Kirkes got fouled and there was no contact whatsoever. So like I don't know what you're talking about, but we saw in the El Clasico yesterday. I don't know if you watched the El Clasico.
I did see the highlights. Yeah, no. How did they not have gone on technology in La Liga? Anyway,
I don't know. There was a debatable penalty appeal for a foul on one of the Barcelona players. I can't remember who it was, and it was like the same as the Ashley Young one. And I just don't think either of them are penalties.
But one decision that you disagree with, that's fine. But 3, that's my point. 3 in the same game. And you might say, oh, it's, but these are big games, which could depend on a team getting relegated or not.
But as I've said, it mostly evens out over the course of the season, unless you're a top.
That's not an argument. Oh, mistakes even out. No, they shouldn't happen.
Mistakes shouldn't happen, but they do, and they're always going to, no matter if we have VAR or not. That's my point. It's not VAR that's the problem.
It's not a mistake. But if you have a different interpretation of something, that's one thing. Right. Okay. So my interpretation is just different to yours. That's not a mistake. That's just how we interpret something. But okay, you say 2 penalties. They're stonewall penalties.
And I think we're missing the point as well. Is that I don't know if you saw the highlights, but like Nottingham Forest should have scored twice. They're the 2 opportunities that they definitely 100% should have scored.
But again, you're drift. Like, do you just love referees or something? Because you're just.
No,
you're defending incompetence.
It's not that I love referees. It's just I don't like Nottingham Forest.
Why are you defending incompetence?
I'm not defending incompetence.
You are. You're saying, oh, they should have scored 2 goals.
What do you mean? I'm defending what the referee's incompetence.
You're defending incompetence.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that the rules of VAR should change.
Mistakes happen.
What is your solution to all of this? What's your solution?
Well, first of all, employ people that know what a penalty, what foul is. That would help.
Well, my solution is just have VAR change how it's used. Like, change the way you're using VAR.
Yeah, but how would you change it?
I've just explained this. Cameron, help me out.
Yeah, but that's not how. Yeah, but that's how it works anyway.
No, it's not.
Because the referee didn't give the penalty, right? And then the VAR look at it and say, "Yeah, we agree, it's not a penalty."
No, VAR look at it. I've said this about 6 times already. VAR look at it and say that's not a clear and obvious error.
But that's just wording it differently to they don't think it's a penalty.
No, they might still think it's a penalty, but they don't think it's a clear and obvious error. They think, oh, maybe it's a 50-50 one. So we'll go with what the referee has said.
It just makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, which is why it should be changed.
It's so stupid, honestly.
Oh, I'm pulling my hair out over this. Like, you just don't understand what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say.
Okay, so yeah, but some people that use it are incompetent, and the rules are stupid. So,
what do you think about the tweet that Forest put out?
Well, they're pissed off, aren't they? I can understand it.
The social media manager's getting fired after that.
Yeah, but
it's maybe not the best
way it might have come from top up, though.
Yeah, I know, but most of the time when that kind of stuff happens, I have seen the tweet because it's got like 40 million views or something. When that kind of stuff happens, you put out an official statement on the club's website and then you put a link to it on the tweet. You don't put it out on just a tweet and that's it. Like,
they're trying something different, aren't they?
It was so weird to see that. I was like, surely this is like.
But what are you meant to do? It's happened too many times this season. Just mistakes. Yeah,
but that's the point. That's what I'm saying. It's happened so many times this season. It's not like Nottingham Forest are being targeted all of a sudden, like they're making out.
It's not about that. It's about highlighting the problems.
Yeah, and there are problems for every team, and Nottingham Forest were making it out as if like, oh, they put a Luton fan in charge of the game on purpose, just so we get relegated.
What was that thing about VAR when you got relegated?
Yeah, VAR got us relegated. What, like goal line technology got us?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Goal line technology works 100%. So how does that get you?
Because they didn't turn it on. They forgot to turn it on because it was the first game back after after COVID.
That's hilarious.
They forgot to turn it on, so
Okay.
like they didn't get a goal given
Fair
or
enough.
whatever it was, and that got
But
us relegated.
I'm
but-
just fed up with referees and VAR. It's just a mess, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, how hard is it for you to say, yeah, by the way, that's a penalty. Give the penalty. It's a foul in the box. How hard is that? I don't. Yeah, the referee says, I've seen that. I'm not too sure.
I think that-
Can you give me some guidance? Yeah, I'm just watching it now.
that's
it's a foul, it's a
exactly
penalty.
what I think should happen. The referee should say, "I need a second look at that. Please send me over to the monitor so I can have a look." That's what should happen. That's what should be the norm. But
Yeah,
like,
but I don't think it should be sent to the monitor because it stops the game too much.
what? So you think if he doesn't give a penalty?
Yep.
VAR look at it and say, "I think that's a penalty."
He looks at it, stops the game. He's not sure, so he asks for guidance.
Yeah, and what? And then VAR say that is a penalty, and then he doesn't go to the monitor.
No.
I think you got a whole another set of problems if you do that.
Yeah, but I don't want the game stopped for 2-3 minutes every time there's an incident.
Which is why it needs to just all be done quicker. Which is what we've said before on the VAR debate. Everything should be done quicker. I mean, we've talked about this for ages, and just looked. We're 45 minutes in, and we've talked about like 4 games or 5 games or something.
It's interesting, though, isn't it? Okay,
For a weekend that we said that not much has happened. Like not many.
We'll
interesting...
scrap the VAR debate, but I think
We've already got a video out on this.
it highlights
podcast.
But to me, it just highlights incompetence.
Yeah, and there's incompetence in every
In
loads
the
of.
people using it in the rules.
There've been so many
It's all
poor.
just incompetence.
There's so many poor and controversial decisions this season that you can't say that Nottingham Forest are being targeted and Nottingham Forest shouldn't.
Yeah, but they're not. They didn't say that, did they? They didn't say we're being targeted.
I mean, what they kind of did.
They kind of
Like,
did
I
with
mean,
the tweet. They're like, "Oh,
yeah.
it's so many decisions going against us." They put a Luton fan in charge.
Well, until it's disproved that he's not a Luton fan.
just because he was born in
yeah, but
Nuneaton
that's
doesn't.
not
You were born in
disprove-
Dunstable and
that's
you're a
not
Spurs fan.
That's
so
not disproving, though, is it? Just because you don't know that he's not a Luton fan.
but he wouldn't be put in charge of the game if he was a Luton fan.
Well, you'd hope not. Maybe he's a closet Luton fan. Anyway, we'll move on.
Should we talk about?
The title contenders getting back to form: Arsenal, Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean, again, both games really kind of not much happening in the
Routine
Yeah.
wins, really.
Well-
routine wins. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think really. I mean, there were parts when I was watching the Arsenal game that I thought maybe.
yeah. Arsenal
Wolves could get-
weren't convincing, but Wolves just have so many players injured
Yeah,
that I didn't even know half of their team, to be honest. If I'm honest, I was like, I don't know that guys. I don't know that guys.
yeah, and I mean, Arsenal had a lot of chances, especially in the first half. So I'm not
Mm.
I'm not surprised that they end up winning the game.
We have to beat them at home. We have to.
But you said you're not going to,
I know, but we just have to end their title hopes.
and also to boost your.
Oh, I
Top
don't-
four
I'm-
hopes.
I don't care about that.
I mean, okay,
We're not getting top 4. I'm not even gonna.
you're not getting your hopes up. Just
Yeah, but I'm just
to get them.
bored of top 4. To be honest, I'm bored of it.
Only a Spurs fan would say that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm bored
if
of it.
if
though.
you
What do
if
you
you
mean
if
bored?
you
How
if
are
you
you
were in
bored?
Aston Villa's
Because it's a
position, you'd be like, oh
cycle,
yeah, I
right?
really like
you get
top four.
You get top 4. We're never going to win it. You get top 4. We scrape through the group, and then we get a big team and we lose. And then Hodges is like, oh, we got to get top 4. We got to get top 4. Got to get top 4, and repeat the cycle. I'm bored of it.
I mean, with the new format.
How can you be
never
bored
know
of
what's
something
gonna
you haven't
happen.
had?
Do
You haven't
not
had
wanna
in a
be
couple of
it?
years.
Oh yeah, but we were in the Champions League. We were in the Champions League for like 8 years in a row. No, it's relative. I'm bored of top 4. I'm bored of it. It's the same thing every year. It's get top 4, get knocked out.
You wouldn't be saying this if you were fourth right now.
No, I would
No,
because
you
we're not
wouldn't.
because we're not good enough to be in the Champions League.
How have we're talking about Arsenal and Liverpool. How have we got to this?
You asked me.
Did I? No, I didn't. You said you have to beat them at home.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm bored of top 4.
No. Yeah, Arsenal looked like
Routine win.
routine win. Yeah.
I feel like Liverpool was probably more important for them to get back to winning ways.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
was it at home?
Jota's but no, it was away.
Away. Oh, yeah.
Jota's back.
Gravenberch scored, which is a
Gravenberch.
bit of a surprise.
I feel like if
Trent-
Jota had been fit for the season, Liverpool would be in a better position now.
Yeah, I agree. Although would Klopp have started him over Diaz for most of the season?
No, it's over Núñez.
You think over Núñez?
Yeah, down the middle.
See, I think Jota on the left is
Salah got dropped.
better. I think the best front three that they have is Jota, Núñez, and Salah. I don't think Diaz gets in that front three if they're all fit.
Yeah, but Jota's better down the middle, I think, because he's a finisher. So you want him kind of in the 15-yard box more. You don't want him left on the wing.
There's no 15-yard box. What are you on about?
What's the smaller one?
What, 6-yard box?
Is it 6 yard? Yeah.
6 and 18.
18, sorry, yeah. Sorry, I was 3 off, all right? But no, to me, you don't want Jota on the left because then he's just hugging the touchline. You want him central.
Well, he's not always going to be hugging the touchline.
No, but more so than if he was.
Was Mane hugging the touchline when he was there? Not really.
At times, yeah. But then he'd come in.
I think the front three. I don't see why you hate Luis. Well, you don't hate Luis Diaz, but you don't rate him.
No,
at all.
I think he's improved.